everyone, welcome back. It's good to have you again. Angela here, and a very warm welcome back to my channel. And I am very excited today because today we're going to start gathering all the items for our new project, which is our Birds and Bee journal. So I hope that you're just as made up about it as I am, because I really want to get started on this one. Right, so as you know, I've got this new kit, the Birds and Bees, and I love this one. I love the colors. I know I say this probably before, but I think that this is going to be one of my favorites, but we'll let you decide on that. So let's get going, and you can have a look and start gathering the items required for this, because we want to do our first project on this on Sunday. All right, so first of all, you'll need the journal pages for this kit. So the Bird and Bee journal pages, as you know, they're all available in my shop, and I do have a sale running on in my Etsy shop, which ends on the 3rd of October, and I have a sale ongoing in my website shop, angelakerrdesigns.com. You'll get a great savings on these kits there. Right, so this is the journal pages kit, or the main pages, and what I've done here is I have printed these back to back. So very quickly I'm going to show you how I've done that. So we've got the bicycle page. On the back of that one I have put this lovely wood grain background with these flowers on those. Then it's this page, and I haven't got them in the right order yet. I've just shown you what I'm printing on the back. On the one with the watering can, we've got the wood grain with the green. Right, let's put those over there. Right, we got the robin. On the back of the robin, I think, is the last of, we've got the yellow gingham. And then with the beehive there, you've got the green gingham. Then with the hummingbird, you've got the blue wooden pages. Then we have got the milk can. It's got the purple gingham, the garden tools and the welly boots. We've got the birdie page. I'm just making these up as I go. The watering can and the mason jar. We have got this gorgeous page here with a hat and the little envelope. We've got this page. I adore this page. It's my favorite, I think. And then this one with the cards and the books, magazine. You've got the collage page. All right. On the collage page itself, I have then put yellow gingham. And on the birdie page, I have put the green gingham. And this page, I think, is the lavender gingham. And on the birdie page, I have put this. All right, so you've got everything there. That makes up 14 pages as far as I can remember. All right, so that's what we've got there. I'm going to divide those into two. I'll show you that when we start, so probably Sunday, and we'll do a little project on Sunday, into 2 signatures. And in addition to that, we will add various pages. So we'll add some tea stain pages, just a couple. I have those as a printable if you don't make your own tea stain pages. I'm also going to use some of the distressed stripe pages. So I've got the lavender one, the blue sort of soft violet, this light warm yellow, and the spring green. I have printed those back to back because I will, with the same colors, and I will be adding those into my signature. All right, I have this as a printed kit as well, if you don't have a printer, and it's available as a digital, of course, as well. So that's that. I'm also going to add 2 of my cream lace pages. These are background pages. This goes as such a great neutral and a great addition to any journal, and you know I use them all the time. Also available in a printable or digital. And then I'm going to add some lace pages. I've got 2 of the nice lavender shades with lace, and 2 of my favorite, this is my favorite one, the spring green. So I've got 2 of each, and I've printed those double-sided as well. I'm going to add those to my signatures. So these are all available as digitals or as printed kits. And then the polka dot and gingham set, I have done those as well, and I will be adding those to my journal as far as making ephemera is concerned. All right, so we've got those as well. So you've got these 2 polka dots, the green and the lavender, the yellows, the spring green and the lavender, and that really is your color palette with a couple of additions which I'll show you as we go on. All right, so that's as far as the pages are concerned, so I'll just leave that to the side there. I've got my ephemera and add-on kit in here. So what you need to do is make sure that you go and get those all backed and ready and cut out. So I've cut up all my little sentiments. I like to keep them in here. And these are all my sentiments from that ephemera and sentiments kit. And then the little tabs, I've cut them out and put them there. We probably use more, but you know, they are on one page, so it's easy to print out as many as you need. And then this is all the tags. I've got the large tags, the small tags, the circles. I've got all the pockets, the different pockets, my envelopes, and of course underneath here, oops, that goes in there, all the ephemera from the ephemera kit in there, ready to go. All right, so as you know, I usually back the cream on mine, but you can put whatever you like. On my bigger tags, I do put recycled packaging, so that's got card on, but this those are the only ones. The rest of it, I use the lace paper or, you know, card. So most of it, except obviously the envelopes, I don't do that. I print my lace paper on the back of that sheet. Okay, but you can stencil if you don't have a printer. Right, so go and cut all of that out ready to use, because I find it's much easier when it's all cut out. So that's a lot of homework for you just there. All right, so let's put that to the side. The next thing I would suggest you go and have a look at is go and gather some of your mailers. So I've got 2 large mailers here with window envelopes. I might cut them smaller or whatever, so I wouldn't be too hung up about the size. This is just another one, so go and grab a few of these. That's always good to have. And then go and grab yourself, as always, a couple of book pages. So I've just taken ones that sort of resemble the colors. We're looking at a lot of brambles, we're looking at the yellows, the blues, the lavender shades. So go and have a look at those there as well. This is just a book page from it's from a book called, I think it's on the front here, The Nature Companion. Okay, so this is from Nature's Trust, and I will cover up what I don't want, and I quite like that image over there. All right, so we'll do something with book pages, so go and grab a few. I might add another one or so. So that's something you want to go and have a look for. So that's your envelopes and your book pages. So you're going to definitely use those. Go and see if you can use a grabber bag. This bag is one I use for, well, I will be using for my fabric samples. This is what I usually do. I'm looking at putting out a little fat quarter with a couple of samples of fabrics. So let me know if you would be interested in that, because I always like to use fabrics in my journal, little pieces for various things. But this bag, you can use a plain white bag, a brown bag, you know, it doesn't matter. Go and look for a bag to go and use in here. All right, so that's that side of things. Right, then on the die cuts, I have been a busy bee with the die cuts. And I've got 3 different containers here for the different colors that I'm going to use. Now, a lot of these I've cut myself, but a lot of them I've bought from Hilda. Hilda has paper.fun422, I think, on Instagram, or she has a Gmail account you can contact her at. And she cut out a lot which I'd ordered. So these are these lovely sage green, or what's called color, lots of leaves and things here, and then I've got a lot of my own as well. So I'm using my traditional die cuts. This is also one of Hilda's. She's got some lovely dies, but I'm going to be using my usual spring die that you've seen me use. I use the wildflower dies, you know, the ones with the traditional Sizzix dies with the lavender and things like that. I've also cut out this sort of indigo color because there are touches of that in the fabric. Let me just grab the fabric here so you can see. I've sort of picked up on these sort of colors here. So I've got a little bit here. I just want to bring it in here and there. But the rest of the colors are the lavenders, the greens, the yellows, and those sorts of things which I have here. So yes, go and cut yourself, get those ready. I like to keep them in the separate colors. So I just put them in my same containers that I reuse and reuse. Alright, so then I've got the lavender ones as well, and these artsy stems, I love those as well, so I've used those. And then yeah, my normal die cuts, and you know, with the wildflowers, the artsy stems, I like these hollyhock ones as well. And then Hilda's cut me some lovely ones there, and then she's got these beautiful variegated ones that I don't have the dies for this, so I can't tell you what it is, but they come from Hilda. And the colors of this paper are just amazing. So if I can show you, they're sort of variegated and they blend from the one to the other. So, and I love the size of these. These are great size, not too big, not too small, just right, like Goldilocks said. So we've got that. She's got this beautiful thistles, so some exciting ones there. Go give her a shout if you're interested, and she does a great job of them as well. Then the yellows, so I've got two different yellows here. This is the lot from Hilda again, and then I had a lighter one which I've just put in there. In fact, this is card that I had that was just the normal card that I craft with, and I've just used that, and that's why it's slightly lighter. All right, so plenty of die cuts to decorate. I love using them, as you know. Just going to put those over there. All right, so the other thing, as I said, you want to grab some fabric. This is what I'm covering my journal with. Mine's got a bit of a white line there because it was the end of the roll. And I didn't want to give any of you that, but I've used that piece. So I have still got a few of these left, not many. But this is what I will be covering my journal cover with. So that's the base, and it's a lovely fabric. And I loved using it for my wildflower when I used that particular one. All right, so you want some fabric to cover your journal. And some other bits of fabric, and as I say, I've just got a few here, but I am thinking of putting a little sampler pack together to use in the journal. But let me know what you think about that first. All right, I've got paper flowers, so again in the same colors, a little bit of the softer mauves and then some of the deeper mauves as well. So we've got all of those. Go and see what you have. You can always use a paper punch and paper, you don't have to use paper flowers. Buttons again, green, the yellows, some of the lavenders, and the oyster shell buttons. So I've got buttons aside here as well. My daughter made these labels for me, bless her. So those are the other things that you want. And then I've got this all over the place. And then the most exciting bit here probably are the ribbons. And I got these from Plum Boutique. And you will see that Vanessa does have the packs available in her Etsy shop. So go and have a look. These are the sort of colors I'm going for. And I wanted a bit of that sort of blue, to pick up the blue in there, because I'm going to make a tassel, so like we did with the other. So that's what I've done there. I've sort of pulled out the colors in the fabric. And then go and grab some little bits of sari. I don't have much, but I like to use it especially for page decorating, or like you saw me do with those little bags, the glassine bags. It's nice just to have a bit of that as well. So see what you have. Any fabric actually would do. It doesn't have to be sari, you know. You could tear it if it's nice and thin, so that makes a lovely effect. And then I've got a bit of baker's or butcher's twine in 2 colors here, so I like to use some of that. And then we've just got some lace pieces. I've got the cream, which is quite a staple, and I've got like this cappuccino color. And then again, we're sticking to the shades. So I'm going to use this ribbon for my closure, which is a variegated ribbon. It's a silk ribbon. It's got different colors, as you can see. I quite like that. And then we've got the greens. I've got a bit of script. I've got some yellows, the greens again, the beautiful lavenders, some blues, and that is it. So that's what I'm going to focus on for this kit as far as decorative pieces are concerned. So I'm going to put that back in there like that. Another thing that you might want to gather are what we use quite often are these templates. If you have them, go and get them out. We will be using those as well. You know, the envelope sizes, and then the pockets, the gatefolds, and all of those sorts of templates, exciting envelopes and templates too. So that's what I have on this clip here, and we will be doing something with those as well. So that's a good one. I've gathered some distress inks, and the colors I've drawn from, which are ones I have, are Bundled Sage, which is your lovely green color. I've got Milled Lavender, which is a lovely lavender shade, which is nice and not too dark. And then I've also got a bit of Speckled Egg, which I thought I might use, which is a nice sort of blue color. So those are the ones, along with the usual vintage photo that I use. So those are the distress inks that I am going for here. I've also gathered some paper napkins. I got these ones at Waitrose, and I just like it for the little birds because it's about birds, and I'm sure I've got a bee napkin somewhere and I'll pull that out. I just want the individual little birds that I want to stick on various things. So if you've got something like that, grab it, because that might be really useful as well. I've got a little project I just want to show you that I did here earlier. Very easy, and it's to do with stamps. I have pulled out from my stamp collection this one, which I use quite a lot for various things, but this is the Field Notes by Tim Holtz, and it's got some lovely birds and things on here. So this is a great one to use. It's very natural. I love that. I love that. I love that. I mean, I'm going to use some of these and show you what I've done with it. If these don't stop falling out, I'm not going to worry with that now. And then I've got this one that you've heard me talk about before. It's like Edith Holden stamps. That came in a magazine a few years back already, and I can't remember the details of it, but there are little bee stamps, there are little bird stamps, there are some dragonflies and various other bits, and I'm going to try and remember to stamp on pages and things, because, you know, if you've got any bird, bees, insects or anything like that, go and take the stamps out. Now what I did was I used my archival ink, potting soil, I like the brown, and my little stamps, and I got my daughter to stamp on some scrap fabric for me today. So what we did was we made these little goodies. So she stamped the little bee onto fabric, which I've tea stained, and then I'm going to fray out all the little bits. So she was doing quite a few for me. I haven't frayed them all. These are just bees. And then what she did was she stamped onto, this is the trimmings from my fabric that I actually did for the cover, the side bits. They were white, and I thought, well, I'm not going to throw that away because it's quite wide. And she stamped on the little birds, the little bees. There you can see different bees, a little bird on a nest. And I thought, you know, there we have the bird on the nest. If I just pull that like that and fray the edges, cut it to the size I want, and then fray the edges, those are going to make lovely little additions to pieces in the journal. So that's what I would suggest you do with your fabrics. Another great one I've used before is a sheet, and sometimes sheets tear in the middle, or you know, they just had their day. That's another great one to wash and then tea stain and pull into strips. That works a bomb. Or anything that you have that you might be able to repurpose, go and tea stain it and use it to make pretty fabric stamps. So I think that I've got loads here that she's done for me. Look, she's even done a dragonfly, bees, different sorts of bees, loads of different ones, birds, and I'm going to draw from this whenever I want it. So I've got these 2 different ones here, which is great. So that's what I would suggest you do with this today is, you know, if you've got scraps of fabric that are light enough that you can tea stain, go and do it. Even with the avocado staining for other projects, you know. But for this one, I am going to use some of these for sure. I just felt like having a bit of the neutral. So that's exciting. All right. And I think that's just about all. I want to just see if I've forgotten anything here. I wrote it all down. I think that's about all. All right, so on Sunday, after you've gathered everything, come and join me again. We are going to have a great time making our first little project. I'll show you the divide, how we're going to put together the 2 signatures. And we will then go ahead and do a first little project together. All right, everybody, I wish you a wonderful weekend. I hope you're as excited as I am to go and find all those little bits. Anything that you can use, even if you've got beads, or any charms or anything that you might have, go and grab it, and let's do this journal together. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, have a great weekend now, guys. Stay warm if you need to stay warm. If you're in the Florida area, I just wanted to say that we are all thinking about you as you've gone through that terrible hurricane, and I hope that you guys are all safe and sound. Please let me know how you are. I have been following some of you that have posted on Facebook, and our prayers are with you. All right, I will see you guys on Sunday. Stay well, guys. Bye-bye.